Welcome to session 4. I'm so excited to be here again with you. Yay! Our time today is going to be a quick review of session 3. We're going to make some space again to be here and to gain awareness. And then we're going to reframe productivity. So let's get started. So first, again, we're going to check our intention, and that can be restating your intention from our very first session, or if something has shifted, you're feeling a different pull, go ahead and name that intention in the space provided in your workbook. Then we are also going to just name any awareness that has come to you around skills and zone of genius. Just create some space by owning that awareness as we come into our time together today. So over the past few sessions, we have also named our intention, named our values. So that's something that's coming up for you as well. That can also be part of your review. So check in with your intention. Let's create space by either naming our values or exploring zone of genius or naming skills and zone of genius, whatever you are called to do right now, whatever's coming up for you right now. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you back here in a minute. All right, great job. We are moving on to productivity. Productivity. So from the Oxford Online Dictionary, productivity is the effectiveness of productive effort, especially in industry, as measured in terms of rate of output per unit of input. Basically, how much stuff are you getting done in a certain amount of time? Okay. Productivity pitfalls this may cause, or this can include. While getting stuff done is great, we all have a list of things to check off the list, always. There is a danger with thinking of productivity in only this frame. It can lead to busyness, it can lead to burnout, and it can leave you feeling disconnected. So if you're just constantly going and checking off without any attachment to it, without any energy involved in it, it can just be busy, and then you're burned out. You got nothing left, and you can feel disconnected from it. If there's no purpose behind the task or no larger purpose behind the task, then yeah, you can leave you feel disconnected. So reframing productivity with an eye towards zone of genius. So productivity can be result-orientated rather than task-orientated. What's the result you want? Rather than the task you're going to complete, what's the result of that task? What's the result of that action that you want? Engaging and completing actions that work together to move a project forward. So doing a bunch of one-offs to check them off a list is one thing, but engaging and completing actions that all come together to move you forward is a different story, okay? And when we're talking about zone of genius, the actions that you're taking, the results that you're creating, do they have a meaningful impact? Are they meaningful to you, or will they have a meaningful impact out in the world? So you know those days when you checked a bunch of boxes off, but you don't really feel like you made an impact. Chances are you're completing tasks just kind of to get them done. And that happens. Days happen. We need to get things done. We always need to get something done to live life, to make life happen, to keep the essentials of life going. And sometimes spending too much time in that can be draining, as we were talking about before. And often when we are just completing tasks, we are not acting out of our zone of genius. Their tasks set together may not have a larger impact, or the impact that you want. So when there's a purpose tied to your actions, when you are engaged with intention, and you know the result that you want from those actions, the results that can happen, the results that can be the fruit of that action, that doesn't deplete your energy quite as much. So it's the start of reframing productivity. So in your workbook, there is a page that has make life happen on one side and move life forward in the other. And In the Make Life Happen box, you can list the things that you take every day, daily actions that make life happen. Going to the grocery store, returning emails, doing the laundry, those things that make life happen. And then in the box on the right, the Move Life Forward, list some of the results you want to achieve, including projects you want to complete, ideas that you want to act on in order to move your life forward and make space for your zone of genius. So make life happen, move life forward. Let's differentiate those two a little bit. And when you have put some space, have put some thought into this, come on back. Okay, now we're going to the jar of rocks metaphor, right? You may have heard this already, but I think this is great in the context of the work we've been doing. So, the jar of rocks metaphor, right? You've got rocks, you've got pebbles, you've got sand. We know that if you fill your jar with sand, only with sand, you can't fit the pebbles and the rocks in, right? If you put the rocks in first, and then the pebbles in, fill in the crevices, and the sand you pour in, it'll just kind of fill in the cracks and find the empty spaces. It's small enough to do that. Then you've got a jar full of sand and pebbles and rocks. But again, if you start with the sand first, fill it with sand, there's no room for the rocks or the pebbles. So in this metaphor, the sand are the baseline tasks, the emails, the social media, the chores, etc. The pebbles are the growth-based actions, the things that you are doing in your zone of genius, the things that are doing to move life forward. The rocks are the big commitments, the scheduled appointments, the things that you've committed to that are on your calendar, on your list, because they are commitments, and they might be time-based, but they are commitments. So the key is, how are you filling your jar up? Are you filling them up? You're filling it up with emails and social media, and then you're not feeling like you moved anything forward because you spent all your time on the smaller chores, on the emails and the social media and the chores and the errands and all that. Or are you filling it with some email, spending some time on growth-based actions, spending some time on those projects to move life forward, and then also you have those big commitments in there. You have the time-based commitments, the deadlines, the things that you've committed to. So in your workbook, you have a page that has rocks, pebbles, and sand. And to bring some awareness to how this is working in your life already, to how you are spending energy already, I would love for you I invite you to look at your calendar for the last week or 2 weeks and put what appointments, to-do items, lists, etc. you had on your calendar under the correct category for that. Was that appointment, to do, task, a rock, some sand, or pebbles? So just evaluate, where is your energy and your time going right now? Is that something that is serving you? Just a chance for observation, a chance for awareness. So go ahead, take a few minutes to fill this out that way. And when you're ready, come on back. All right, great work today. So we had this session a chance to just kind of shift productivity, possibly for you, to shift away thinking of productivity, to give you more energy, to give you more room for zone of genius. Reframe productivity for yourself. So we're balancing tasks with results. Give yourself time to be in your zone of genius and live in your values. And get daily life done. All those things. So the next session is going to be laying a powerful foundation. So we've established some reframes. We've established our values, our skills, and our zone of genius. We are looking at productivity in a new way. How do we keep all these tools going? How do we keep ourselves engaged and energized? So that is our next session, our last session, session 5. And in the meantime, also there's a reflection page, of course, a reflection page to just talk about your takeaways. Write down, jot some notes about your takeaways from these last sessions, this session today. What's coming to you? What are you noticing? What are your takeaways? So I invite you to do that, and I'll see you in session 5.